Chapter 9. The King in the North. Once the preparations were complete, Jarl Inger Magnusson, Jesus, gave the signal to depart. He rode at the head of the column, flanked by his personal guard. Behind him followed Den, Alice, Vanya, and the other men from the south, their vehicles advancing in a silence broken only by the hum of the engines and the howling of the wind. Their journey would last several days. The roads were dangerous, infested with raiders and wandering bandits, but it was unthinkable for the latter to attack such a well-armed convoy. Too numerous, too disciplined, too experienced. Scouts led the way, racing on their snowmobiles between the snowdrifts and ice ridges, while the rest of the group advances in pickups and trucks equipped for these extreme conditions. The all-terrain tires devoured the kilometers like hungry ogres, leaving behind a trail of snow kicked up in their wake. In the back of one of the trucks, Den had settled on a crate of gear, watching the landscape pass by through the wind-battered canvas. Across from him, Gunnar adjusted the straps of his equipment. What kind of guy is your King of the North? Den asked curiously. Gunnar raised an eyebrow as he looked up. I've never met him, he admitted, but from what they say, he's a man of great intelligence and a shrewd politician. Dan arched an eyebrow. You have politics up there. Gunnar let out a light laugh before shrugging. King of the North's authority isn't absolute. Each Jarl has his influence and can tip the balance in his favor. It's not a rule by divine right or a tyranny. It's a game of strength and respect. Alice, who had been listening in silence, interjected with her arms crossed. And what's most important to you? Gunnar replied without hesitation. Power. The stronger you are, the more warriors follow you, and the greater your influence grows. Oh shit. That's talk that's gonna get him joining the Horde. Alice furrowed her brows slightly. With us, too. Leaders are chosen for their worth, but for their ability to lead, not just their martial skills. Gunnar eyed her for a moment before shaking his head. Strength isn't just about wielding an axe or a gun. It's about being able to make your clan survive. A weak leader gets overthrown. A strong leader unites. Den nodded. So with you, people follow a man because he inspires fear. Gunnar smirked. Not just that. They follow him because he inspires victory. Excuse me. The wind howled outside and the convoy continued its advance through the icy vastness. A few months earlier, in the dead expanses of western Russia, the wind whistled through the desolate plains, whipping up whirlwinds of ash and melted snow. The world here was gray, cold, and silent as if holding its breath. Death reigned over these lands marked by charred ruins and bones bleached by time. Hey, Tox! Hey, Ninja! How's it going? I have a question. Awesome! I'll answer it, Hybrid. Just make sure you check the pinned message in the chat and go check out the 2 new story videos that we dropped. Give them a like, give them a comment, you know. One's on the Atalk Stories channel, and one is on the Blue Horror Stories channel. We just released them both today. We're also working on the story that we'll be releasing tomorrow as Story 5 that wraps up Lisa Lives Forever series. And then on Sunday we'll be doing the full length, all of the stories all together as one final story. What do you think of dating a Japanese? Whether it was a man or a woman, I'm 100% down. I would move to Japan. I would basically, I would be her slave. Yeah. I'd do whatever she said. Even if she's just my dommy mommy in name. 100%. So confused because there's a YouTube video that interviews Japanese women and they said that they are down to date other foreigners. Oh yeah, Japanese women love white dudes. Japanese women love white dudes. And then the other video from another channel that says, why don't Japanese like half-blood children? I'm like, what? No, I was just gonna say, Ninja. I was just gonna say, culturally, majority-wise, half-breeds are looked down on. It is a very nationalistic, purity country. It just, it keeps that in the background and doesn't press that. But culturally, it is looked down on for Japanese women to marry a foreigner. Despite the fact that many Japanese women would prefer to marry a foreigner. And it comes down to culture and family and respect. That a lot of women will choose to marry another Japanese dude because of pressures from their family. It's a huge fucking thing. Japanese women are willing to date foreigners. Why are they against half-blood dating a foreigner as part of that risk? No. It's not the women themselves, Ninja. It's a cultural thing. Culturally, it's half-breeds are looked down on. So it's hard to break that mold in the entirety of it. But that doesn't mean that Japanese women don't like foreigners. It's just pressures of society force them into certain situations where it's not the best for them. Yeah. So that's the nuance and the difference between it. Is how society views it versus what their individual views are. Right? Whereas you look at someplace in China, and women in China only want to date Chinese men. They do not want to date foreigners. Like a vast, vast majority of them. And same with men. And that's just like a heavily pressed, heavy-handed cultural influence. Whereas Japan is very off. Like, they'll talk behind your back and they'll like, you know, say things. But it's like, at the end of the day, they can't control you. They can only try to control you. And that's, I think, a very important nuance you have to have. Man or woman, I'm 100% down. Oh, yellow fever moment. Absolutely, Raymond. Something surprising happened in yesterday's chapter. Rana did something gross and kind of freaky. Then we got a little lore dump about the Dragonkin. Ooh, interesting, Sean. Interesting. In the irradiated expanses, a young woman ran for her life. Feet battered, breath short, hunted by the shadow of the horror she left behind. Just a few weeks ago, Nina Fumikawa had been a slave of the Horde, but thanks to an unexpected clash, she managed to escape and run westward. Her body bore the scars of the chains that had bound her for too long. Lacerated wrists and emaciated body. Bruises scattered like constellations on her back and legs. But she ran because stopping meant death or worse, being recaptured. Now she crossed Hell, the Deadlands, the former Western Russia, a world devastated by nuclear war, where the air itself was an invisible threat. The trees stood like charred specters, the ground cracked and fissured by frost and poisoned by centuries of radiation. Sometimes bones protruded from the frozen ash, remnants of a forgotten world. Nina advanced, draped in a worn leather jacket torn from a frozen corpse, her only possession. Her shoes, too big and full of holes, tore with every step, but they allowed her to escape the icy grip of the ground. Days turned into nights, and nights stretched into nightmares. She drank from any water source she found, fed on rodents caught in the cities. Sometimes she fell, her legs giving out from hunger and exhaustion, but she always got back up. She crossed ghost towns where gutted buildings collapsed under the weight of time. Sometimes she glimpsed shadows prowling among the ruins, famished saviors or worse. More than once, she hid in damp cellars, trembling, listening to the heavy silence that reigned around her. She always continued westward toward Europe, toward hope. She didn't know how many days had passed when she finally saw the first signs of civilization. A distant fire, a column of black smoke rising against the gray sky. She knew she could just as easily stumble upon raiders as allies, but it didn't matter. She hadn't fled to die alone in the cold. Gathering her last strength, she dragged herself through the snow, each step a torment, each breath requiring superhuman effort. Her lips were chapped, her face marked by the cold, but her eyes shone with an unquenchable gleam. When she reached the first barricades of Valkar village, she collapsed. Sentinels approached cautiously, weapons raised, but they quickly realized that the thin figure sprawled out before them was not an enemy. "By the gods," one of them murmured. As she knelt down, Nina gathered the last of her strength and managed to speak. Then Europe, the Horde, they're coming. Then darkness engulfed her. The gentle sensation of warmth on her forehead pulled her from unconsciousness. Nina slowly opened her eyes. She was bundled in a heavy fur blanket. She looked around. She was in a tent, at the center of which a bed of embers crackled softly. She tried to sit up, but her body ached. She was weak, but she was alive and free. She tried to move again, but her body protested violently. Her muscles trembled from exhaustion. Someone appeared and placed a firm hand on her shoulder, keeping her lying down. Loika, don't move too much. The voice was deep, tinged with an accent she didn't know well. She turned her head with difficulty and saw a man with light hair, piercing blue eyes. He wore a heavy fur cape. His jaw was marked by the rigors of the cold. Around her, several other figures watched her, dressed in skins and leather, armed with sturdy blades and guns. The Valkars. She had made it to Europe. Nina tried to moisten her lips and spoke with a hoarse whisper, her voice broken by thirst. That takes me back, man. This used to be, like, when I was, like, 13 or 14, this was, like, my StarCraft and Warcraft name. Because it's QAZAQ on the keyboard. So that kind of hit hard. Horde! Cash! She coughed violently, her throat on fire. One of the men handed her a gourd, which she drank in one gulp, finally feeling a semblance of life return to her body. One of them frowned and exchanged a glance with his companions. Quasik? You come from the east? She nodded weakly. I just realized, out of the 3 East Asian groups, you like Koreans the best? Japanese have the most respectful culture. They're very polite people. But Koreans will speak their minds. Koreans will speak their minds. I've heard some stories about Koreans. But it depends on how north you go, right? The closer north you go, the more uncivilized kind of the country becomes, in a way, right? Yeah, it's like, I've never had a bad experience with Chinese people, but all I hear is about bad things about Chinese people. Because I did date a Japanese woman. Ah, nice. She's very nice and respectful. Yep, that's generally how they are. It's a huge part of their culture to be that way. Because it's just, that's the best way to go through life. You get the most success with honey, not vinegar. But it does cause a suppression. Carrie's relationship long term. They're very family oriented too. Very family unit. Traditional nuclear family. A murmur ran through the gathered warriors. The man who had spoken to her earlier crouched beside her, taking a more serious tone. Are you a slave of the Horde? Nina closed her eyes. Images burned into her memory, surging back. The crack of whips, the chains on her wrists, the dried blood under her nails, the guttural laughter of her jailers, the weight of the iron collar that had marked her flesh. She opened her eyes and nodded affirmatively. Heavy silence fell over the assembly. They knew what that meant. The Horde wasn't far. How many are there? They asked. Are there? How many are they? Jesus! I can't talk. How many are there? Because that's what they would be. How many are they? Asked a warrior. Is that intentionally meant to misgrammify because its voice? Like, how many are they? Asked the warrior. Described to you, by the way? Oh, I thank you, Ninja. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. If you want, feel free to click on the playlist and have the playlist just kind of go through. Give all the videos a like, give them all a comment, boost the algorithm. Would super appreciate it, you know? It helps a lot. You'd be surprised how you can revive a video with a single comment. That's all it takes. One tiny piece to pop it into the right person's view, and then it cascades. Be right back. I'll listen to the story in your video. Alright, sounds good, Ninja. Give me feedback. So yeah, your video is what will cause me to leave your stream for a bit. Isn't that ironic? Well, I'd rather that because, you know, and I don't care. I'd rather you go watch the video than be on the stream, honestly. The video is more important to me than the stream. The stream is just a mechanism to make the videos. The videos need to be what gets off the ground. The stream is never going anywhere, right? It's the videos that need to go somewhere. So, shooing you away and telling you to go watch the videos, I need the feedback on the videos mainly, Ninja. That's what I need. So, is the voice good? The sound effects, the music, the visuals, like, all around, all the categories. What do I get? Nina struggled to sit up, her feverish gaze seeking the leader's face among them. 400,000, she whispered. The Valkars froze. And they grow every day, she added in a hoarse voice. Some exchanged incredulous glances. Others already clutched their fists on their weapons. A murmur ran through the crowd. 400,000, repeated one man, as if he dared not believe it. Nina nodded, then added in a desperate effort, They're coming. Silence fell, settling in for long seconds. You must warn the King of the North. Alert Europe, exclaimed a warrior. The others nodded, but first Nina had to regain her strength. The next day, when Nina opened her eyes, the dawn light filtered through the tent's opening. The smell of grilled meat hung in the air, mixed with that of burning wood. For a moment, she didn't know where she was. Her tired mind expected to feel the biting cold of the ground underneath her back, to hear the cycles, cries of the Horde's masters, to feel the chains weighing on her wrists. But there was none of that. She lay lying on a bed of thick skins, bundled in a warm blanket. The fire crackled softly. She was safe. A noise caught her attention. The tent's entrance, a man with piercing eyes, the one who had questioned her the day before, was crouched, busy sharpening a blade. He looked up when he heard her move. Du Vaken. You are awake. She didn't understand, but the tone of his voice was not hostile. Chikeshka. Kajeksa? Ads, it's the ads. Let's go, ads. Ads. I love the ads. Let's go, ads. Oh, ads. Oh, ads. Ads, oh, ads. Ads, oh, ads. Ads, oh, ads. Oh, those ads are ads, oh ads, oh ads, ads, oh ads, oh ads. Ads, 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 Zad, 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 zad. Ads are bad. Don't do ads, kids. Ads are bad. Ads are bad. The ads and the dementia took Scotty from us. The ads drove me to it. I try to fight against them at every moment, but they're always in my head, calling to me, telling me that I should buy more, promote more, sell more ads. Add the ads to ads for ads. Oh no, they're coming for you. I tried to get away. They just didn't let me. They never let me fucking escape. Seeing her confusion, he extended his hand and showed her a piece of dense black bread. Her stomach protested violently, and she nodded hastily. He handed her a bread and a bowl filled with steaming broth. Nina hesitated for a moment, unable to believe that she was being offered food without any condition, without threat. She grabbed the bowl and drank in large gulps. The hot liquid slid down her throat, gradually warming her chilled body. It's the first time in years she had eaten her fill. The man watched her for a moment and nodded with satisfaction before leaving the tent. Following days, Nina slowly regained her strength. The Valkars had set her up in a tent near the center of the village, where the communal fire burned continuously. Every morning a woman came to help clean her wounds. Her lacerated wrists were bandaged with care, her bruises massaged with ointments that had a pungent but soothing smell. She received clean clothes, a thick linen tunic, soft leather pants, and a fur-lined cape. Boots that they gave her were too big but sturdy, much better than her old rags. Little by little, she relearned what it was like to live without fearing the whip. She gradually observed the people around her, fascinated by their appearance. All of them, men and women alike, sported visible tattoos on the bare skin of their arms, necks, or faces, patterns in black or blue ink, sometimes accented with red, etched into the flesh. Some represented complex runes, others stylized animal shapes, wolves, ravens, serpents, or bears. Some adults wore intertwined lines running up to their foreheads or under their eyes, like marks of war or rank. Children, too, were tattooed, sometimes simple symbols, sometimes patterns recounting their lineage. These marks didn't seem like fashion or ornament. They were identity-defining, deep, sacred. Nina understood that each tattoo told a story of a life, a clan, a battle, or a loss. And yet, despite their fierce appearance, these tattooed warriors were neither brutal nor cruel. They lived simply, ate together, laughed loudly around the fire. Their gestures were firm but never violent. The Valkar warriors watched her with curiosity, but without animosity. Some addressed a few words to her that she didn't understand, but she was starting to guess their meaning from their tone and gestures. One day, she heard the word Nina. She turned around. A young blonde boy, barely 10 years old, stared at her intently. His face was adorned with fine spirals tattooed at the temples, probably recent. He pointed to his own chest, then said proudly, "Jorund." She understood. He was telling her his name. Hesitantly, she placed a hand on her own heart. "Nina." The boy smiled and nodded vigorously before running off. It was a tiny exchange, but for her it meant everything. Here, for the first time in years, she was looked at as a person, not an object. Once she had regained enough strength to travel, Ulrich, the man with the piercing eyes, made her understand, through gestures, approximate words, and rudimentary maps, that they had to go to the court of the king. I just realized something that I was just thinking of, that I'm fucking retarded. And did I do? And I gotta make sure that I fucking did.
Welcome to a Talk Stories.
Nope, didn't. Fuck, I didn't add it to the playlist. Well, shit happens. One day I'll learn, guys. One day I'll fucking learn. When she had regained enough strength to travel, Ulrich, the man with the piercing eyes, made her understand. And it's like, oh, I'm so dumb, because the whole point is you go to it, and then it takes you to all the other videos. But no, I'm too stupid. I'm too stupid. I forget everything every time. Why? I need a checklist. I literally need like a checklist on the wall of being like, when you uploaded, did you do this? 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 Oh, it's so much to remember. Once she had regained enough strength to travel, Ulrich, the man with the piercing eyes, made her understand, through gestures, approximate words, and rudimentary maps, that they had to go to the court of the king of the north. He spoke her language poorly, but they managed to communicate. This village was on the eastern edge of the Valkar's territory. Shifting border were encounters with Saracens, enemies or fugitives alike, were not rare. Time for rest was over. The horde was advancing, and the Valkars would rise somewhere in the south, somewhere south of the ice desert. The wind rustled through the snowy valley, whipping up a whirlwind of snow as the convoy approached the imposing ramparts of the King of the North's fortress. The vehicles advanced cautiously on the ice, their engines roaring in a metallic rhythm. In one of the trucks, Vanya let herself be rocked by the whims of the suspension without a word. Wrapped in a thick cape, at her side, Jarl Magnusson, along with 3 of his guards, who refused to leave her side despite her protests. Group's arrival did not go unnoticed. From atop the concrete and steel palisades, armed silhouettes appeared, and agitation could be heard behind the heavy wooden and iron gates, which slowly began to open. When they crossed the entrance, a line of Valkar warriors awaited them. Men and women bundled in heavy fur anoraks. Some wore composite armor. All were armed, some with bladed weapons, other with firearms. One of them, a colossus with shaggy hair and a cold gaze, stepped forward and eyed the newcomers up and down. "What are you doing here?" Vanya was the first to speak. "I am Vanya Kurilenko, envoy of the lords of the Ash tribes. I come to deliver a message to the King of the North." "Is that all? You really think you can demand an audience with our king, no matter how well built you are?" One of Vanya's guards reacted immediately. He raised his gun and spat his anger. "Watch your words, northern dog. You're speaking to our queen." Silence fell instantly. Vanya closed her eyes for a moment, sighing deeply before turning to her guard. "I am no longer your queen." Enger stepped forward. "I am Jarl Enger Magnusson. I vouch for their word. We must speak to the King of the North." Warriors exchanged uncertain glances, but the Jarl was within his rights. They motioned the others to let them pass. The fortress was a monster of scarred concrete and rusted metal, built from the ruins of an old military or industrial complex, rebuilt piece by piece with the sweat and blowtorches. Ramparts, thick and irregular, were made of sheet metal panels, reinforced concrete blocks and armor plates welded into the old structures. Barbed wires snaked everywhere like steel brambles, reinforced by watchtowers made from iron scaffolding. Some parts of the walls still bore symbols from a bygone era. Roman lettering or radiation warning. Spotlights mounted on makeshift masts swept the dirty snow and the icy approaches to the ramparts. Old diesel engines hummed faintly, powering the still functional electrical systems. Central courtyard was a mix of frozen mud, gravel, and cracked slabs. Braziers in oil drums burned consistently to warm the air, casting orange glows on the solid walls. Children ran between the adults' legs, bundled in handmade clothes, while dogs patrolled like silent sentinels. The dwellings were makeshift barracks, blending old truck cabins, prefab modules, and sheet metal containers. The Valkars lived there, in this fortress that resembled an entrenched but that's just the AI, an entrenched camp, more than a royal court, but everything betrayed efficiency, self-sufficiency, and resilience. The center of the courtyard stood the Great Hall, once a maintenance warehouse. It had been transformed into an embassy hall. Its walls still bore lines of rusted conduits and metal plates studded with rivets. The entrance was marked by two crude statues cast in concrete, depicting warriors wielding axes. Inside, the floor was made of industrial grates and cement slabs, practically covered with fur rags. The support columns were adorned with cloth banners. The throne of the King of the North was made of welded and wrought metal plates. King of the North sat upon it. This man was a true mountain, dressed in a long coat of skins blackened by ash and time. He wore composite armor. His face was adorned with tribal tattoos, and his gray beard, skillfully braided, fell onto his chest. He fixed Vanya with an icy attention. Enger Magnusson stepped forward and knelt. "My king, these people come from the Ash tribes. They bring crucial news. I am Eagle Redmaw." I don't know how to pronounce that, but I'm guessing Eagle or Eagle.
Get up, you fat fuck, and touch
Oh
your
my
toes.
god, Smokey!
Anyways.
Check out the pinned message while I'm stretching, Smokey. Make sure you go give him a like, give him a comment, and give him a subscribe. We released 2 videos today. Oh, you're so mean, Smokey. Why do you do this to me, bro? It's not fair, man. It's not fair. How much do I do for you, Smokey? And this is how you repay
Best
me?
Better luck next time, fat ass. Get back in that chair, you lazy ass shit streamer.
Fuck. Oh. But yeah, make sure you go give it a
I
like.
didn't do anything.
Sure, Smokey, sure. Make sure you go give it a like.
Get up, you fat fuck, and touch
Oh
your
my
toes.
god.
I know you can't, but try anyways.
You better be going to give that a like, a subscribe, and a comment. Hell, you better give it 2 comments. Reply to all the comments. The more comments you give, it's like every comment is like a like, but you can give more comments. Like, you can only give 1 like, but you can give multiple comments. So, like, spam that shit, boys. Spam that shit. It burns! Just like your mom. Oh, it's directed at you, Smokey. Smokey, have you seen the
better
new...
luck next time, fat ass. Get back in that chair, you lazy ass shit streamer.
Have you seen the new video that we've been making, Smokey? Oh, we've spent the last 13 hours working on it. 54 posted. Police inquiry. Ooh, interesting. Of course it is. Nope. Did you go give it a like? Did you give it a subscribe? Did you go click on those links that are posted in the pinned message? I would really appreciate it, Smokey. It would mean the entire world to me. Like, it really does mean everything. Every like, every comment, every view is fucking huge. I don't have YouTube, sorry. That's unfortunate, Smokey. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Should I bring up your last comment that you made on my account with your account, apparently, Smokey? Because it's my account now if it's not your account. I'll tell you that right now. Not proof. No, it's not proof, because it could be me. You know, I could have made a fake account in your name. It's so true. You never know, right? I'm a lying piece of shit, so you would never be able to trust me, right? I'm a rhyme reaper. Oh, I believe it, Smokey. Smokey, have you streamed? Because, like, I've yet to ever see you stream, and I'm pissed, because I want to see you stream, bro. But I'm just always so busy with shit that I'm like, fuck, when does Smokey ever stream? I wish he would stream. No, I don't stream. Okay. Okay, fair enough, Smokey. That's why you have more followers than me. I mean, it makes sense, right? His face was adorned with tribal tattoos, and his gray beard, skillfully braided, fell onto his chest, fixed Vanya with an icy attention. Do I? I don't know. On Kick, you do. It's just all the friends I've made on the way. I'm not good at making friends. People don't like me, Smokey. For the life of me, I don't know why. Couldn't possibly because I'm belligerent. It's not because I'm belligerent. It's not because I'm boring. Yeah, I'm really fucked up. I'm disgustingly fucked up. But usually, but not in like the good way, right? Not in the way like you can put me in a circus for my looks. When ad comes, Scotty turns into something else. I mean, true. That's very fair. But now that you're here, Smokey, we gotta take a toke. So get your shit ready, motherfucker. Everyone, get your tokes ready! Ready it all up. Ready it all up. Ready it all up. Here we go. Don't even smoke. Oh, I believe it, Smokey. So you better light. You better light, motherfucker. Smokey, you know what I don't do? I don't clean my bong. Never, ever. I never, ever clean my bong. Alright, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Smoke!
Drink the bomb water right now.
It's worse than your mom's cum. There may not be drawing today, Smokey. I'm fucking tired of shit. I'm trying to get through Nyko's story so I can finish the video so I can upload the video. I'm a lazy piece of shit, Smokey. Literally.
This streamer is garbage. I don't want these L channel points.
Exactly. Exactly, Smokey. All right. Inger Magnusson stepped forward and knelt. My king, these people come from the Ash tribes. They bring crucial news. I am...
Please don't go. I miss you so. Seems like forever that you've been gone. I miss you so.
That's okay. I'll still be around for like another hour and a half, Smokey. That's the reason why we're probably not going to get to write a drawing. Yeah. Exactly, right? I'm Eagle Redmaw, King of the North. Speak plainly. Vanya stepped forward. I'm Vanya Kurilenko, envoy to the voivodes of the Ash tribes. I come to warn you that the horde of the Transurasian Junker is rumbling at your gates. We are aware, replied the King of the North, raised his hand and stepped forward. A young woman, too thin, bundled in a heavy cape. Her face was marked by trials, hollowed by fatigue, but her eyes were sharp. Approximate Norse, she spoke. I am Nina Fumikawa. I come from the east, beyond the Deadlands.
If Jeffrey Dahmer was a lesbian, he would eat all of the girls in our city.
Damn, Mike. That's hard. That goes hard, bro. Hey, Mike, check the pinned message. We released 2 videos today. One on the Attack Talk Story channel, and one on the Blue Horror Stories channel. So feel free to go up there, give it a like, give it a view, give it a comment, reply to all the comments, spam out those comments, have a good time with it. I would really appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. And welcome, welcome, Mike. How are you today? It's Chill Yourself Out Friday. The Horde, they are innumerable. Thank you, Smokey. I really appreciate it. Good, bro. How about you? Doing fantastic. We are working on the story that we need to release tomorrow.
Dude, what are you doing? I'm giving you my earth germs.
And then next week we have a premiere for a new story.
I'm a henchman. You're not a venture brother. Who the hell are you? I'm Hank's friend. Yeah, I doubt that. Would you believe I'm Brock Sampson's long-lost son? If that were true, I don't think I would have caught
I have
you
earth
so
germs. No, Smokey, how dare you have earth germs?
Okay, now I believe
Give me your earth germs. More earth germs for me, please. I would enjoy your earth germs. Did you hear about the heist in France, I think? Yes, Queen was telling me about it, so we looked it up. Did you hear what the company who owned the, who made the forklift on their official site put the image of the forklift with the caption saying, when you need to get things done fast. That's some fucking good shit right there. That's how you use some publicity to your advantage, man. Yeah, they used us for their heist because we're just that fucking good. They knew they could get it done using our shit. So you better use our shit too, because it gets the job done. Hundreds of thousands of Batar, and they grow day by day. They devastate the lands with like a wildfire. They take everything, murder anyone, and enslave the defeated. Vanya froze. Voice resonated. You're not the only one. Hussein stepped forward and testified in turn, supported by Rakid for translation. I come from the south, from the Levant Desert. And there too, the horde has appeared, devastated our lands with the fury of a cataclysm, which she had seen. I have seen too. King of the North stood. Oh shit, thank you, Smokey. I really appreciate it. Oh my god, Smokey, you're amazing, bro. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Oh my god. I don't even know what to say, Smokey. You're a true gem.
Dude, what are you doing?
Fucking, I love you, Smokey. Thank you.
I'm gonna kill you with my comb. Die, alien. I'm not an alien, Dillweed. I'm a henchman. I'm not a Venture brother. Who the hell are you? I'm Hank's friend.
Have you ever watched The Venture Brothers, Smokey? Because if you haven't, you really need to. It's one of the greatest shows of all time. It's so fucking good. You should watch it. It's so fucking good. It's only like 4 seasons. It's like so fucking good. True classic cartoon of the fucking early 2000s. And there too, it really is, yeah.
Rick and Morty is my fave.
Yeah, but Rick and Morty is modern. And there too, the horde has appeared. It devastates our lands with the fury of a cataclysm. What she has seen, I have seen too. King of the North stood and spoke in a grave voice. This woman arrives from the eastern steppes, and you, man of the desert, claim to have witnessed the massacres. Chronicles and tales! You don't know what say, but I do. We are at the climax, that moment of intimacy that we only have with ourselves. Now the light of the cameras is appearing. Hey Chronicles, don't forget to check out the pinned message and go check out the story that we released today on the ShortStories channels, as well as the other story that we released, the fourth story in if you go onto the chat, at the top of the chat, it'll say pinned message at the top of the chat. Just open it up and click on the link, and it'll send you to the video. You know, give it a like, give it a comment, reply to the comments, you know. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to either the ShortStories channel, and then go to the other one as well, which is the Blue Horror Stories. Blue Horror? Yep, that's the new one. That's our new story YouTube channel specifically for... I haven't finished the video, but let me give you an honest feedback. Thank you, Ninja. I need honest feedback. Please, honest feedback. How bad is it? How fucking bad is it? And give me the categories. It's the least I could do since you helped me with my Sapphire Universe. Yeah, no worries, Ninja. Careful pressing links. Guys, this guy likes to hack into your mainframe. Smokey, that's you, okay? Yeah, that's what New Zealand skit. Where? I don't know. I'm not sure, Smokey. Stop it! I don't know, I'm just being racist, Smokey. I can be racist against other white people. You don't sound scared when narrating the story. In fact, it felt like you just read the script. That's what stopped it from being scary. Okay. Emotion. I need emotion. Thanks for redeeming Brown. Insane Cannibal seems like better. Creeps McPasta and Mr. Creepypasta are well-known horror tellers, because they themselves sound scared and terrified when they narrate their stories. Thank you so much, Ninja. That means an absolute world to me. Because now I can completely change my approach. You need to connect to your audience by telling them you are just as scared as them. Okay. Thank you again, Smokey. Thank you so much. You not sounding scared made you look like you're above everyone else, which is a turnoff. That's my brutal opinion. Thank you, Ninja. I love it. That's perfect. That's perfect. Now I have a direction to go. Thank you so much, Ninja. I really, really appreciate it.
Who the hell are you? I'm Hank's friend. I doubt that. Would you believe I'm Brock Sampson's...
Because I'm not worried about the story content. I'm worried about the presentation. And your criticism is exactly about presentation. Summary. Sound scared and try your best to be genuinely scared. I just thought of a great watch Mr. Creeps and Creeps McPasta. And you appreciate how much effort they put. You want to throw the links down there in the chat? You want to throw the links down there in the chat? Because, like, I have... Let's see if I go to... I have... Creepy Ghost Stories, Mr. Creeps, Lighthouse Horror, Mr. Doom, Grim Reaper, We Try Horror. Yeah, but I don't think I have those ones. Creeps McPasta. Okay. Are they two separate channels? Creeps. Okay.
Unpost.
All right. Perfect. Alright, now I have some research to do. I am being this brutally honest because I want you to get better, just as you have with my stories. But on average, the narrator themselves sound scared. Yeah. Okay, perfect. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it out. Okay, now I know. Now I know. See, people are just too scared to give feedback. I take feedback very well because I think of it as I'm going to improve with feedback. That's why I give feedback to other people, because I know it takes feedback in order for you to improve, and people don't want to give you the real feedback because they're worried about what you might think about it. Nah, man, if you don't like my feedback, then I gave you bad feedback. It should be actionable. It should be explanatory. It should be, like, real, in depth, right? Like an actual analysis of it. At least that's like what I'm trying to output. Of course, dubbing falls under other criteria, I think. Well, think about this. Is the people are scared of feeling insulted. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you guys the greatest example of, I wonder if I can find it, of differences. Okay, here. Yeah. This is the difference between voice acting, and this is why I fucking hate dub versus sub. Well, it's not very loud. Let me turn it up.
Black Eye!
It's so important to hit those notes. You can't just say Bankai. You gotta be like Bankai, right? It's gotta be like. Dubs can be good. I don't know what's with English dubs. It's the way that they enact it, right? Like, for instance, with the Japanese, like, they're actually in the scene, right? Like, they will act out the scene while they're saying it. So it's like they're in the moment with it, right? That's what I need to learn to do. So it's the narration itself, right? Depends on the insult. If you hit the mental screen too hard, the beliefs that support their ideas of belonging can collapse, and that generates several side effects. Yeah, that's the point. That's one of the that's people afraid of. Exactly. So you have to make sure that it's actionable, because the difference between it is if I criticize you and then I don't give any actionable advice, it's like, why did you criticize me? But if I say, I liked this, but you could do this to make this happen with this, it's all about presentation, right? Sorry, y'all, but the DBZ Spanish dub is golden. It's not even fair for the rest. That is absolutely true, Raymond. And that's probably one of the main reasons why Dragon Ball is so fucking huge in, like, Spanish culture, is because the dubs for it were so fucking well done. I will tell you things you did good though. Your stock image and GIFs in the video were good. Okay, thank you, Ninja. That's one of the biggest things. That was the change that I made. Although make sure the stock images match the video. For example, your cannibal horror ritual horror story. It doesn't make sense for the stock image to be night and moon. It should match the theme of the cannibal story. Okay. Okay. See, I'm getting one person, guys. All I need is one person to give me valid advice. Stock image should be something alluding to cannibalism. Okay. Okay. I see exactly where you're going with that. A long pig. Yeah. Exactly, Raymond. Exactly. And last thing you need to do. Okay, okay. Keep it coming at me. Keep it coming at me. Well, market and advertise your content. It does well in the long run. That's why I posted on Reddit. I posted on like 4 different Discords. I posted on Twitter. Posted on Twitter communities. Fuck! You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to make the post. Fuck! I'm supposed to make a post on YouTube that the video has come out. See, I forget to do fucking everything because I'm just... I can only do like one thing at a time, right? So I'm just like... I'm slowly adding what I'm doing to it. If you're willing to spend money, you can hire a video editor commercializing your content. Who was a complete nobody until he made a kick-ass ad to promote him. That's probably too much right now. Yeah. So, what you're saying, Ninja, but I will say it can be one of the things you would want to do in the future. So what you're saying, Ninja, is my video editing skills aren't good enough. I need to get a professional editor. Because of all the things you said, that's the one that hurts. Okay. Because I'm like, damn, I think my biggest strength is my actual ability to edit. Like, fuck what the visuals are. It's the sound that matters to me, right? It's the telling of the story. I'm just not a good, like, voice actor reader. I never thought about your editing skills. That's the point, Ninja. If you never thought about the editing skills, then I did something right, because it's supposed to slide underneath as something that you don't think about, and it should be invisible. You should never be thinking about the cuts. You should never be thinking about the fading music. You should never be thinking about the sound effects. You should be thinking about the story. Those should be amplifying the effects for the immersion. So horny. Okay, Smokey, I hear that you're horny. Okay. But yeah, I was just talking about marketing. So you're saying I should hire a video editor that does marketing for me. The problem is, Ninja, I wanted AdWolf to do marketing for me, and nothing's come of that. Then I went out of hand. I apologize for that coming off. No, what I mean by that, Ninja, is if you, like, my pride and joy is editing. So if you told me that my editing is shit, and I need to get better at my editing, it's gonna hurt me the most, which means it's gonna be something I'm gonna improve on and take to heart. Because I'm gonna remember that it's shit, and I'm not as good as I think I am. It depends. I think the soundtrack specialist should be very concerned about this.
What? When did you start smoking?
1989-ish.
So you have been.
What do you mean by that,
Makes
Chronicles?
sense. The filled ashtrays, the burning pine-scented hairspray.
Yes, I'll say it.
Soundtrack
For a 3-pack a
specialist
day,
should be
boys.
very concerned about this. I'm not sure what that's supposed to point at. I'm not worrying about the narration or the story. Oh.
One time I read a book with pictures on the right page.
Were there also pictures on the left page, Smokey? Probably. Probably. And welcome, Real Samson. Check out Real Samson. Check out the pinned message, brother, and go support the YouTube channel. We just released a couple of new things, and you know what? I don't even care. I'm gonna do it right now, even though it's like super late. Okay, we're gonna go to it. We're gonna go to my channel. We're gonna go to posts, and we're gonna go image, and we're gonna go thumbnail. Where is the other thumbnails? Where did I put the other thumbnails? Oh, here, story 4.1. Actually, let's do this one. The end is near. Okay, well, that's annoying that I can only see that, but... Okay, well, one thing that we can do is we can go to paint. Oh shit, thank you, Smokey, and another fucking 100 bits. You're amazing, thank you. Kind of a ritual story thumbnail doesn't come off as scary. Okay. Okay.
Dude, what are you doing? I'm giving you my earth germs.
I love you, Ninja. You're giving me everything I need that no one has given me. That's gonna push me to new heights.
I'm Hank's friend. Yeah, I doubt that. Would you believe I'm Brock Sampson's long-lost son? That were true.
So redo the thumbnails.
So easily. I couldn't run because I had a lighter up my ass. Okay, now I believe you're Hank's friend.
Whoops.
Somebody gonna get
Your
hurt
strengths.
real bad.
Stock images, editing, and storytelling. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Ninja. I really appreciate it. Is this a scary though? Do you find this to be scary? Oh no, I should not have done that. I want to save as deeping. A. Yes, thumbnail you're showing me now is scary. Okay, okay. Sick. That's what I needed to know. Okay. So this thumbnail, cancel.
Go back to
Delete.
normal, bitch. This shit ass accent is killing me.
Bro, I'm so fucking scared. Oh my god. Okay. Oh fuck. Where did I save it to? Story A. Where the fuck I saved it? God damn it. Open file location. Oh, it's in a talk stories. Okay, so let me grab this. Open. That's not what I wanted to do. Can I not zoom in? Oh man, this is so annoying. I hate this shit. Can I not zoom in? I thought I'd be able to like zoom in. Okay, well. Well, I guess fuck that. Quiz video image poll. Oh, this is just added on top of that. Okay. No, not that one. Going back. Okay, thank you, Ninja. I really appreciate it. But we need to get this done right now. So we need to be posts, playlists. This one, and then here. New story just dropped. Go check it out. Story 4 of 5. And Lisa lives forever. Biotech Quora. And then we have the link to it here. We want a new link, actually, because we want the one that's inside of the playlist. So we want to go here, and we want to go to playlists. Lisa Lives Forever.
AI.
We'll go down to this
If
one.
you give up on finding Lisa now.
Yes, this. There. We're gonna do that. Hey, Fireblade! Fireblade, make sure you go check out the pinned message and go check out both of my channels and go check out all of the stories that we released today. We released new stories today. Make sure to give it a like, give it a comment. Head on over. Okay, and then we want to go to my channel, and we want to make a post.
Welcome to a talk show.
With image. So we go here. No, we need to go to a talk stories. We'll try this one. Never trust this ritual. How I survived it. New standalone story just released. Check it out now. And we need this one. We need to go home. We need to go to talk stories. And we need to go to playlists. Go to fiction.
The banquet.
And we need this link there. And post. Yay! Okay, we gotta remember to do the post when we do the releases. Checking out the new vids now, babe. Thanks, Fireblade! More ghost stories. I know, right? I made a second channel. Yes, I did, Fireblade. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm getting overwhelmed with trying to get everything done because I completely forgot to do that stuff when I made the release. 5 hours ago? Fuck. I gotta take a piss. I'll be right back, though. I'm gonna grab some water, too. And then we'll carry on with Nyko's story. Sorry, Nyko, I had to pause with all of that, but we'll get back to the story. $5 hours? Maybe put your, I don't know what, Sadeo on the ghost stories, because people will love the videos even more if they can see your cute
My
self.
potato is heavier than yours, prove me wrong.
In my potato is heavier than yours, prove me wrong. You Cheeto on the ghost stories. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean, Fireblade. People will love the videos even more if they can see your cute self in my... I'm not 100% what you mean there. Do you mean like just like me telling the story? Smokey, it's 7.5 pounds, okay? Look at this ruler. 7.5 pounds. God. How many times do I have to tell you? You never learn and you never listen. It's bigger than any yam I've ever seen, I'll tell you that. I've seen some fucking yams, bro. This shit's like fucking... like... massive. There's some GMO shit if I ever seen it. I know that. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4 potato, dead. Yeah, like a webcam so they can see you talk. You can act like the Grim Reaper or such. I like put on the Kaneki mask. Put on the Kaneki mask and the one eye and just tell the story with the mask on. Should I just do that? Should I just completely change up the entire orientation of B-roll? Perfect. You already have the costume. It's like a sexual object. I mean, it can be. It can be. I mean, that'll take the B-roll out of it, right? I mean, I'm definitely down for that. Okay, well, I mean, we gotta do that. That's the next, okay. Next video after this series is gonna be me in person doing the thing with that. With that, and what should I wear? What should I wear? What do I have? Oh! Let me see if I can reach it. Feet for the win, come to me. Try and do this. Okay. So I do it in my blue poncho. Oh. It's so hard to get this out of the way. Boy. My blue poncho and fucking... the contrast. The contrast. I don't know, what do you guys think? What should I wear? I'm paid to see that. All right, yeah, sure. I'll wear the poncho, and yeah, we'll do a whole thing. We'll do a whole thing. And you know what? I could literally do it on the other side of the room.
Go to the darkest corner of Yo basement and bask in the ambience.
Okay, let me give you a pro and a con. All right, sounds good, Ninja. Sounds good. Let's hear it. Getting excited though. Around 6:10 timestamp, you picked good music to describe the situation. That's your pro. Yes, I am good with sound, Ninja. I have a pretty good ear. This will be better than the bikini stream. At around 12:10 timestamp onwards. Does it fall off? Is it one of those cases where it falls off? Felt like the genre changed from horror to action-packed. Okay. Sounded like you were describing action. Like you were a secret agent trying to escape. That's your con. So instead of fully embracing the horror aspect, and this has to do with the contents of the story itself, Ninja? Hate speech loading. Wait, hate speech loading. Nice, Smokey. Nice! You haven't said that one thing in forever. I'm proud of you.
Lol, we must secure the existence of our people and a future for white
Fuck!
children because the beauty of the
No!
Wolverine woman must not perish from the earth. We will not allow our blood to be diluted by the mud races. The Jew is the eternal enemy.
Wait,
and
what?
We will fight until victory or death. White power war.
That's not the right one! Oh wait, we've become more extreme. Content has potential, just needs right criticisms. Yup. That's what I need. Thank you so much, Ninja. I really appreciate it. Throughout the story, I expected whole horror, so it was a letdown to me personally. And somewhere else in the climax, it became action-packed. Okay. Okay. You wanted action, describe it as survival horror. Okay, so it's a mislabeling of the genre. I'm not familiar with horror at all. And you seem to be very familiar with horror, Ninja. So teach me the ways, Senpai. Please, teach me the ways. Wait. Everyone get ready for Tokes. Tokes in 3, 2, 1. Toke! I watched the likes of Llama Arts and One Seat Entertainment, Mr. Creepypasta, and Mr. Creeps McPasta. They know how to keep the horror while adding survival horror mode. You're on the right direction, but you need to be careful not to risk deviating too far from the genre. Okay. That you make the audience initially perceive at the early stage of the video. Okay. Okay. So that's where I'm losing my audience. Is they're like, oh, this isn't really horror. I could definitely see that. Let's say you're describing being stuck in an unknown ocean in the submarine. And you describe seeing incomprehensible, horrific sea monsters. And then during the mid or climax, you say, I harness the key to punch my way out of these monsters. Shut the fuck up, Smokey. Then that's a letdown. Okay, Daddy, chill. That's right, Smokey. You sit the fuck down. You were born in 1488. You're a vampire. Wait, Smokey's a vampire! Guys, Smokey's a vampire! Your cannibalism story, you were mentioning how scary it was to be frozen and unable to do anything about it. Well, the cannibals are preparing to eat you. That was good. I was actually getting scared. Okay. Okay. Direction. Direction is important. You look a bit Amish today. But then in the climax, you are essentially becoming a hero and standing up to a god. That was something I disliked. So you disliked in the banquet story, you do look kind of Amish. What the fuck? Yes, Queen's been here. Queen's probably in the background playing zombies. Do you mean the end of the banquet? That the story didn't just end with you dying? Mask the action scenes of survival horror. So like for instance, like if I just ended the banquet with him dead, and he just slumps into the pile, and you just know what's gonna happen next and just leaves it open. Don't mind the story ending with you surviving. Many hero stories have the character survive. What's consistent is that the character is in a survival horror vibe, and despite the story ending, you can tell the characters themselves are still in a traumatized position. You go back in time to stop the Holocaust, what would you do? And us audience are now left to interpret what's going to happen next. Okay. Perfect, Ninja. Thank you so much, bro. So amazing. Holy shit. Is this how it feels when I give you guys feedback? Damn. You know what I would do, Smokey? You know exactly what I would do. Well, yes, that is how I felt. Okay. Because that's like what I'm going for. So thank you. Amish-sigation. My pride was destroyed with your tearing down my Sapphire universe. And it helped me a lot. I thought I was here. I'm actually here. That's a good thing. I'm not here. I'm here. But I need to be here. So it's easier to move here to here rather than here to here and then to here. So I need to go like this right now. If it weren't for you tearing it apart, I wouldn't have rebuilt it into a better and more rounded story. Exactly. Tear me apart. Oh, I will, Smokey, but you gotta do me first. And Smokey, you know exactly what I would do. Okay? I would stop the Treaty of Versailles from happening. That's my hot take. That's how I would stop the Holocaust. I would stop the Treaty of Versailles. So yeah, you just need to keep the pacing of the story consistent. Be careful not to deviate too much from the genre. If you want horror, if you want action in horror, mask it as survival horror. Okay. Not action-packed. So how exactly do you mean with that, Ninja? Like just the character trying to survive? Like, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. Let's use the ocean again. Alright. See undiscovered sea monsters. Beyond your comprehension.
The 21st of February 12.
Wow, it actually did that? Damn, Smokey. Place the eye harness my key to punch these monsters. Because, yeah, I get that's the action that I need to avoid, right? Like, I need to avoid the fight with whatever it is directly, right? With, like, maybe the sea monsters aid each other, leaving an opening for you to escape. But you lose a foot in the process. Would that be, like, survival versus action? With the only thing I have left with me is a gun and barely any ammo left and barely any hope for survival, I mustered to repel the monster from trying to eat the submarine. But all it did was piss it off. Something like that. So, futility. Then I think you might really like Story 5, Ninja. I think you might
Hello,
really
darkness, my
like
old
Story
friend.
5.
My story is superior to yours.
I agreed, Smokey. Had the character say, I thought about the other path with a little bullet I have left to end it all. I just couldn't bring myself to do it and used it on the monster. Shut the fuck up, Atok. The implication makes it dark. That you were gonna kill yourself. You had the thoughts of doing it. I'm not really a horror person. A strong implication. Without directly saying it. Okay. Okay. Wait, so abstract? Wait, abstract? That just throws my head into abstract. That's how I write. Am I just meant to write horror? And my abstractness in all the other genres is actually, like, meant for horror? And guys, you want to hear something funny that I thought of myself today? Perceived you as someone who writes horror because the link you sent me were certainly horror. I write every type of genre. I'm just, because it's Halloween, I'm delving into horror. But this is my first time truly getting into horror. It's not usually a genre I'm interested in. But I have been interested in it as of late. Does that make sense? Not sure what you specialize in, but you being a horror writer is how I perceived you based on the first implication you gave me when you sent me your pinned comment. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. That's why I wanted to make the horror channel specifically for horrors, and the Talks channel for all the other stories, the fantasies, the sci-fis, the romances, the parables, the modern stories, you know, that kind of stuff. That was the idea. Because I figured if the problem I have is my stories are all over the place, so I'll never find a niche audience, so I might as well go with horror and try to work off of that, and then if people like the style of my writing and they want more content, then they can move to the Talk Stories channel, where we branch out from horror. Narrate different genre of stories. Most popular storytellers on YouTube lean towards horror. Ninja, that's why I want to do biotech. Because of all the stories, of all the horror I found out there, there's nothing that's like The Matrix. The psychological horror of being uploaded into the machine. The technology destroying everything. Like, that's the heavy emphasis I want the channel to lean towards, is biotech horror and psychological horror revolving. And the blue in Blue Horror Story is like blue screening on a computer. It's like, I want you to blue screen over this horror. Terrifying machine part. Yeah. Yeah. So, I would be interested in your opinion, Ninja, after seeing all 5 stories lined up in the series, because each story has a certain pinpoint. The first story is all about biotech horror. The second story is the origin story of that biotech horror. The third story is all about psychological, like, manipulation and finding peace and then having it ripped away from you. Then the fourth story is all about breaking away from the cycle. And then the fifth story is the cycle eating you alive. I'll give it a listen and give feedback. I'll start from the beginning. Alright, sounds good, Ninja. Thank you, good sir. I really appreciate it. And give my feedback of what I like. Alright, sounds good. And then we have the story, the fifth story that we'll be releasing tomorrow. That we should be working on right now, but we're doing beta reading. So if I don't reply to you as of this typing. Yeah, no worries, Ninja. Sounds good, bro. Vanya narrowed her eyes slightly, suddenly realizing what this meant. She left the stream to give your video a watch and analyze. I really appreciate it, Ninja. The most important details. Exactly. See you next time. Sounds good, Ninja. Thank you, good sir. I really appreciate it, man. You're a goddamn legend, brother. Thank you. Vanya narrowed her eyes slightly, suddenly realizing what this meant. 2 witnesses from different lands. The threat was real. Thanks, Smokey. You're a doll. Vanya narrowed her eyes slightly, suddenly realizing what this meant. 2 witnesses from different lands. The threat was very real and proved far more worrisome than anticipated. Kawaii! Dude! Should I also... Okay, on top... How about this? On top of the mask and the poncho, what about putting on the Hatsune Miku wig?
I've only gone and got my head stuck under the bed again, ain't I? Come help, step bro.
Would that go fucking hard? So we have the Kaneki mask, the blue plaid poncho, and fucking Hatsune Miku wig. No, it wouldn't. Oh my god, you gotta try everything, man. If you don't try every combination, you never know what'll work. It's supposed to lean into the ridiculousness of it. Suddenly realizing what this meant. Hello, Queen. Yeah, did you say hello to Queen, Smokey? Because Queen said hello to you. I don't remember if you responded. I was doing other things. I'm retarded. Don't listen to me. King of the North let the silence settle and spoke again. Then war comes to us. You two have crossed the world to warn us. This cannot be ignored. The Valkars will fight alongside their European brothers. Hello, Queen. When? Wait a minute. It was like 10 minutes ago, Smokey. 15 minutes ago. I don't know. It was a while ago. Fuck, I don't know. I don't pay attention to time. Time doesn't count for me. Valkars will fight alongside the European brothers. Thanks, Queen. Night and fallen in the fortress. The wind had calmed. Cold remained biting. Around the makeshift braziers, shadows danced on the sheet metal walls and pillars. Great hall had emptied little by little, leaving only the crackle of the fire and the murmurs of the sentinels. Den leaned against the rusted beam, gazed thoughtfully at the embers. At his side,
dancing, bitch,
Alice
it ain't over
bundled
yet.
in her cape. Bro, why not tell me? No, I tagged. I said Queen. I said Smokey. So I read Queen's message. So the fact that you didn't pay attention, Smokey, isn't my problem. The fact that I forgot your message is my problem, not yours.
You did good, you can rest now, babe.
Hell yeah. Now we're getting to it, right? That's what it's all about. The great hall had emptied little by little, leaving only the crackling of the fire and the murmurs of the sentinels. Den leaned against a rusted beam, gazed thoughtfully at the embers. At his side, Alice, bundled in her cape, rubbed her hands to chase away the cold. They spotted Vanya, standing near a wall, flanked by her guards, her presence clearly annoyed. Or her, but this presence clearly annoyed her, but she couldn't shake them off. Then approached hesitantly. Vanya, why not use your rank? Why? It would have given more weight to your arguments. You're a voivodona. Alice nodded. The Valkars would have groveled at your feet if you'd presented yourself as such. Vanya didn't respond immediately, her eyes lost in the void. Her guards looked away, clearly embarrassed. Should I use the brown voice too when I do it? Because I am no longer. I separated from my husband. You're the queen. I mean, you are the queen of Rich City. That's Den Minsk. Where Iris Joyce, one of the guards, interposed. Easy, kid. These secrets don't belong to you. Vanya's face had frozen, her lips pursed, and her eyes misted over.
This shit-ass accent
She
is
looked
killing
away.
me.
It's a story I can't tell. Her voice had become hoarse, barely audible. She inhaled deeply, as if to suppress something threatening to resurface. Some memories must stay where they are. Then she walked away with her guards without another word. Vanya, her eyes misty with tears, headed towards the lodging assigned to her. At the entrance, one of her men tried to make contact. My queen, leave me alone! She cut him off. If you don't want to leave, you'll just have to stand guard at the door. She slammed the door and lay down on the straw mattress that would serve as her bed. She closed her eyes and the memories came back. Aloysia and Caleb, her sons. Caleb was 4 when he was touched by the invisible poison. She saw herself holding him as he slowly died from the resulting cancer. His little fingers sought hers, even when he could no longer open his eyes. He faded away slowly in her arms, the worst torture a mother could endure. Aloysia had survived everything. Vanya had overprotected him, refusing to leave him alone for a second. She checked every speck of dust with the Geiger counter, but one day, when he was 9, he slipped her vigilance and found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. 2 men drunk, arguing over trivial reasons. A gunshot, a stray bullet. She remembered Timur's scream, holding their son in his arms, his silent fury. He had the responsible one hanged, ensuring a short drop to savor his death. But that hadn't been enough to erase their pain. They had tried to support each other, to console one another, but the void left by her sons was too vast. One day she left without saying anything and traveled the roads alone. Vanya opened her eyes again, tears streaming down her cheeks. She wiped them with the back of her sleeve. Her children were dead. Timur still belonged to her somehow, but she couldn't bring herself to return to him. No matter. War was at their gates. No time to cry. Meanwhile, Nina, eager to learn more about Europe, came to find the emissaries of the Ash tribes. The cold stung their faces, but the wind had calmed. The orange light of a brazier cast dancing shadows against the battered walls of an old warehouse. turned into a dormitory. Den and Alice were sitting on stage.
Toy Story 4 is far superior, debate me.
Lies. Toy Story 1 is better because it fully encompasses the story of the divorce of, the kid's parents. I don't remember the kid's fucking name. Do they ever even say the fucking kid's name? Andy. It's Andy, right?
No, I disagree.
You're a disagree.
Thanks for that debate.
Yeah. Kid, yes. Okay. Dan and Alice were sitting on stacked crates covered with tanned hides. Hussein sipped slowly from a dented cup, while Rakid adjusted the strap of his rifle. The tension from the audience with the King of the North had subsided, but a form of silent anticipation still lingered. Light footsteps approached. Nina, bundled in her coat, hands clasped against her chest, peered at the entrance. "Good evening." They looked up. Den nodded. Alice gave her a smile. "You can come in. There's still room." Nina approached the fire, extended her hands towards the flames. For a moment she remained silent, then spoke in hesitant Norse, making it marked by her accent. "If you ever go to Disney Park and shout Andy's coming, the staff would collapse like toys. Kind of fun, but silly." The more you know, the more lore, Sean. Are you a Disney kid, Sean? No, I'm just kidding. You actually have kids, so you're allowed to be like that. Because you just be a Disney dad. It's the single, parentless 35-year-olds at Disneyland that worry me. Did the same with my drunk stepfather. I just got that, Smokey. I just got that. Jesus Christ. You brighten up all my days, Smokey. I have missed you. Oh my god. Dan nodded. Alice gave her a smile. "You can come in. There's still room." Nina approached the fire, extending her hands towards the flames. For a moment she remained silent and spoke in hesitant Norse, marked by her accent. "I want to understand. Your people, your lands, Europe. It was all stolen from me. I'd like to know how you live." We exchanged a glance. They had all sensed the hell she had been through. Her emaciated figure, the marks on her wrists, and that painful gleam in her eyes said it all. Gunnar leaned against a wall. Leaning against a wall was the first to respond. "Europe is full of clans, tribes, each for themselves. But when war comes, we stand side by side. Here, you're with the Valkars. We hunt, we fish, we farm. Smokey, how I have missed you. Let me list the ways. The pistol, my fist, my foot, the shotgun, nothing hits. God damn it." It's a slippery motherfucker, ain't he? Absolutely on total theme and vibe for the stream. Gunnar, leaning against a wall, was the first to respond. "Europe is full of clans, tribes, each for themselves. But when war comes, we stand side by side. Here, you're with the Valkars. We hunt, we fish, we farm when we can. The cold forges us. Winter is harsh, so the people are too. Alice and I, added Den, come from the Ash tribe, south of here. We live off salvage in the ossuaries. Old irradiated zones. It's dangerous, but it puts food on the table." Nina narrowed her eyes. "You seem rich." Gunnar gave a bitter smile. "Not that rich. We have weapons, and weapons are power. For the rest, we make do. Here, life is tough. We survive, but we laugh it too. Sometimes." Nina bundled herself more in her coat, stared at the brazier's flames for long seconds, lost in thought. "Alright, toke time. Toke motherfucking time, bitches. Get your fucking tokes ready. Let's get the toke on and smoke at it with the toke-matic. We got dope on the dope-matic with smoke happen. Smoke-matic, the dope paddock, hit hap that mick-matic. Yeah, fuckers, that's what I'm talking about. Make a knick-knack fact pack. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, smoke!
Or are you still recovering from the other? Scaredy cat.
Don't try on the ads! You let me on the ads! Oh! Guys, if they said you have you'll get $9 billion if you never say another word, and if you say another word, the world will end, you know what my response to that would be? Well, the world's fucked. Now I wish to know just where he acquired that grease that he's using to make himself so slippery. Surely it's not simple bacon fat. It's probably oil of Olay. Diddy hooked me up. True, Smokey. True, Smokey. You would be at a Diddy party. Smoking the Jeffrey.
It's a slip and slide wherever I go.
Oh, man. Alice stood up, stretched at length, then grabbed Den by the collar of his coat. Come on, it's time to sleep, she grumbled. But let me go, Den protested, surprised. Tut, tut, tut. You're not getting off that easy. I'm counting on you to warm me up tonight. Ooh, they're gonna fuck. I even had yo mama slipping. Oh! Fuck! That's supposed to be whatever you come, change the spelling. Wherever you come, change the spelling. Okay, but you don't have to be so rough. Stop whining and put your arm around my waist, Den complied. With a resigned smile, the two disappeared into the shadows, their footsteps fading in the crunching snow. Gunner, still sitting by the fire, burst into laughter. Nina watched them go bewildered. Is that normal? She asked. What do you mean? She asked him to satisfy her, right? Like as if she has the right to want it. And so? Replied Gunner, shrugging. Never seen that. Usually it's the men who demand, without asking. Gunner lost a bit of his smile. He looked at her with a new gravity. Not here. Well, sometimes it happens, but it's punished. Here, you have the right to want and the right to refuse. Whoa, Sean, I think we was friends. Agreed, Smokey, but I don't have friends, so that's okay. Nina remained silent for a moment, her eyes fixed on the flames. It's strange. You're so free. Gunner nodded, his gaze lost in the fire. It's what makes our strength. A few hours later, in Dan and Alice's room, which had been set up in the back of a sort of wagon placed in the corner of the fortress, a yellow light of hanging lanterns softly illuminated Alice's flushed face, casting contrasted shadows on the walls of this modest dwelling. The two lovebirds lying in their bed, which was nothing more than a padded mat covered with a heavy fur blanket, were recovering from their emotions. You're improving, she teased. I'm as much a beginner as you. Doesn't stop me from noting your progress. Speaking of which, you still use your teeth, and yes, I have progress to make too, he smiled, and pulled her against him. The yellow light of the lantern, the intimacy of the dwelling. He wouldn't have left this little paradise for anything in the world. I love you. Now it's time to sleep. You don't lose your sense of priorities. She smiled and kissed him. Absolutely solid chapter. I absolutely love Nyko, the alternate perspective of the other character. That is like a very unique way to play into the affirmation of what's to come, the scope of what's to come, that it's spread from the north to the south, all the way from the east, and it's just ravaging across the land. It just makes the scope of it feel so real. And 400,000 doesn't seem like that much, but you think 400,000, like, holy fuck. Put that all in such a small area, right? Crazy. Crazy. But, yeah. And, like, the way that...
You're a pathetic cum-guzzling failure.
True. I try, Smokey. I fucking try, okay? The dialogue and use of, like, the different word choices for the different characters and stuff is solid for voice. Setting, everything seems fucking solid with it. The, what was I thinking? The, like, near the beginning, fuck, well, it was so long ago, what was it? Oh, and the introspection of, like, Vanya, of getting that, like, inner side of her. Oh, like, exposition on the tattoos. The tattoos on the faces, that's what I was gonna say. To really, really hold down that Viking feeling. I love it. It's visceral, it's real, it gives you depth in the world, that these people are different from the other ones that we've encountered, right? And from her herself, the character that would be seeing that, which would be the girl. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed the chapter. Sorry we had such a break there of what happened, but you